Today, we're going to talk about two documentaries that are crucial for formulating a better understanding of the history of hip-hop dance. Understanding the history of any dance style is a critical component for our practice within said style. Looking to those who have come before us can give us a better understanding of where we are now and also equip us for where we want to go in the future. So let's just dive into it. Both of these documentaries contain interviews and footage of some of hip-hop's earliest dance and musical practitioners. With names such as Buddha Stretch, Crazy Legs, Africa Bambaataa, and DJ Kool Herc, these documentaries contain information from people who have been around since the birth of hip-hop in the 1970s. If you're trying to learn more about any subject, what better place is there to go than the source? The individuals featured in this documentary provide some of the most accurate information available when it comes to hip-hop's history. Both of these documentaries have played a vital role in my personal understanding of hip-hop history, and so I'm very excited to share them with you guys, and I hope that they can be as valuable for you as they were for me. With all that being said, let's jump into our first documentary. This one's called The Freshest Kids. The Freshest Kids is an hour-and-a-half-long film that documents key historical moments, figures, and groups in the development of breaking and its invaluable influence on the conception of hip-hop. The documentary exhibits a theme of returning to the original history and ideology of hip-hop culture throughout its duration, while also working to establish a representation of the authentic history of breaking as a dance genre. It deals with the problem of the newer, younger generation moving away from the core values and essence of the genre by means of referring back to the original intent and vision of hip-hop's earliest practitioners. The voices of the patriarchs and their stories are littered throughout the film, providing both context and inspiration for authentic practice as participators in the culture of hip-hop. This film paints a true picture of the essence of breaking and also the reality of what it means to call oneself a b-boy. Focusing heavily on the history of breaking, the documentary provides valuable insight into the influence the dance has had on the conception and development of both hip-hop dance and culture. In a space where fakers, phonies, and extortionists have overtaken, the voices of those who bled to create something new and positive within a community plagued by violence and fear are given stage. The heart of the film is summarized in the words of Ken Swift, Mr. Ree, and Remind.
And I think it should have never went above ground. I don't think it was made for commercialism. I think it was designed by God to spread love between the communities. You know, there's a lot of kids that have so much energy, creative energy, you don't know what to do with it.
You were too tired to fight because you've been popping and breaking all night. You were too busy learning how to windmill than to rob and steal. Because the idle hand is a devil's workshop. So if you had so much to do, you ain't never had time to go out and do the wrong.
Imagine somebody took me and showed me how to wear a bandana, a rag or something to claim a color. I would have put the same energy into gangbanging as I did in the b-boying.
So that was our first documentary, and then our second documentary is a film that is known by the name of Wreckin Shop. Wreckin Shop is a film set in the early 90s that highlights the lives and relationships of figures who are responsible for hip-hop dance as it is known and recognized today. The 30-minute documentary showcases a unique and impactful representation of hip-hop culture in one of its most influential and critical periods. In my opinion, it would be truly difficult to produce a more authentic and realistic depiction of the true essence of hip-hop than what is put forth in this film. By highlighting key figures who were instrumental in the development of hip-hop dance, the value of the perspectives shared within it are exceptionally validated. One of the film's most admirable and exceptional characteristics is the integrity and authenticity in which it displays the dancers and individuals it features. There's a heavy emphasis both on the nature of hip-hop dance during this time period and also the relationships between those featured in the documentary. The influence of this film that I've perceived within my own personal practice is extensive, and I often return to this film as a point of reference within my own dance journey.
I'm just that type of fly guy that busts my rhymes. I'm out, so y'all people out there, I love y'all, just stay strong. Peace and out.
Both documentaries exhibit real people, real history, and real hip-hop. While displaying a raw, unfiltered perspective of authentic hip-hop dance style, Both of these films also provide viewers with perspective of what it truly means to identify as a participator in hip-hop culture, what it has meant to those who came before us, and what it continues to mean to those who find themselves in circumstances similar to those of the earliest pioneers. The historical, musical, and cultural historicity of the genre is both extensive and powerful, and in my opinion, these things have massive implications on both our perspective and practice as hip-hop dancers. Hip-hop is not exclusive. Hip-hop does not pretend. Hip-hop is raw, artistic expressionism wrapped up in cultural and musical traditions that stretch back hundreds of years before that infamous day in 1979. As we seek to find our place in the continuation of these traditions, let us not take for granted the perspectives of those who were instrumental in the bringing forth of hip-hop to the world, a historical narrative that we, most fortunately, are not so far removed from. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I pray that these documentaries would prove as useful to you as they have been to me. I want to thank you guys for your continual support, and again, for your time in watching this video. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.